I'm not going to do a very long live because I just did a really long live on TikTok about the death of the Bronte sisters and looking at Charlotte's cause of death and why it's wrong and why Emily Bronte didn't want to see a doctor. And so I was live for half an hour on TikTok. So I'm not going to do a super long live, but I wanted to do a quick live because I wanted to talk about kind of where I'm at and where the channel's going. So first off with the channel, I'm going to be doing some medical history videos. Hi, so I'm going to be doing some medical history videos. They're kind of going to be NHS doctor themed, and like I just said, I've been live on TikTok for like half an hour, and so one of the videos that's coming is going to be talking about things like the deaths of historical figures and what they look like from a modern eye. So we started off by looking at the death of Charlotte Bronte and why what's on her death certificate is probably wrong. She is down as dying of the word that I cannot say. The word is phthisis. It's like PHTI. I have no idea. I think it's phthisis, but anyway, don't think she died of phthisis or consumption. I think she died of hyperemesis gravidarum, which is in pregnancy where you can't stop being sick. So there's going to be, on the channel, there's going to be videos about how historical people died from a medical perspective. And then I'm going to keep doing my study with me, work with me videos, because I know that you all really like those and find them really encouraging and really peaceful. So some will have the Pomodoro method, some won't, but I'm going to keep making those as well. And then I'm going to be doing a thread of videos that are kind of medical information. So like, does collagen really work? All that kind of stuff. What's the one that's going out today? Why has the word completely escaped me? What's Ozempic? That's it. What's Ozempic? There's going to be like 3 trains to the channel from now on. So history, study with me, and then modern medical information. Like, what is dopamine dressing? What is collagen? And any of those things that you kind of want a doctor to kind of answer. So I've been off work with stress the last couple of weeks. I love being a doctor. It is a privilege in my life. I absolutely love the day job, the job of actually showing up, treating patients. Absolutely don't find that stressful at all. I love that. What is really stressful as a UK doctor is getting the next job, because there really aren't any, and there's like all of these bottlenecks as you work up towards a consultant. And basically what the situation is in the UK is where I was training, I didn't get shortlisted for the next job, which is an ST3, to train to be a registrar. So if you're aware of the UK system, it's like foundation doctor, core trainee, which is where I am, registrar, and then consultant. And it's actually really difficult to do, because I wanted to do burns and plastics. So it's not plastic therapy like boobs and Botox, it's plastic therapy like wounds and burns and fixing holes and all of that kind of stuff. There's always a plastic surgeon. Like armies have, because plastic surgeons are great at fixing kind of like defects, and that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, no, it's super stressful. I haven't been able to get the next job. I don't know how I'm going to get the next job. And the stress of that has kind of driven me completely insane. And just finding it really difficult. I worked so long and so hard to be a doctor, and now I just don't see the route and the path as to how I get to the next job. And that has, like, I've worked to be a doctor for so long, and the idea of like not being able to do that after everything that I've given and all the money I've spent at university is just absolutely crushing. So I'm off sick at the moment with kind of the stress of it all, while I kind of contemplate what I'm gonna do. And because there's 2 things I kind of want for my life. I want to achieve things for my own sake, and then I want to serve. So there would never be a time where I wouldn't work as a doctor, because I fundamentally I want to serve my community. And but the question is, do I necessarily need to serve as a consultant, or could I do other things and just locum and just be like, the lowest level of doctor, and just come in and clerk people, treat people, speak to people, do my human best to kind of diagnose them and move onwards, because I absolutely love being a doctor. It's such a privilege. It's for me right now, it's the stress I'm sure you've all been there, you know, the stress of like, I put so much pressure on myself to, and there's so much of my identity that's wrapped up in being a doctor and in like being not the best. I always wanted to be the best doctor that I could possibly be, you know, for my patients, but yeah, no, I'm pretty stressed, been pretty down, and I'm sure many of you've been there. And so, you know, on my channel I've talked about it a little bit. I'm not ready to talk about where my emotional state is at the moment in terms of this, because I'm just not there. Like, we can do it in retrospect, but it's not good at the moment. But yeah, so I came on to do the live because I was going to talk about where the channel's going to go, and it's positive. And if anyone's got any immediate questions, I will answer them, because, you know, all the things about being a doctor, I'm happy to answer questions about. But yeah, I'm definitely in a rest and recoup place. And so, yeah, I'm going to end this live here because this is all I wanted to do. If no one has any questions, I just wanted to talk about the direction of the channel and why I hadn't been posting super much, because obviously I've not been 100% right. And yes, I know my bookshelf is messy. All I can see in the background of this live, so it's supposed to be colour coordinated, but I have got too many books, and I understand this, and they're even double packed. They're like double packed. This is not just one row. There's like a second row back there. Can you see that? I know it's an absolute chat. That's never gonna go back in there. But yeah, unless anyone's got any questions, lovely to see you all on the channel. I hope you find something that you like. My study with me's are very peaceful. That's kind of how I designed them, with birdsong, and always love talking to all of you. And I'm gonna go and do some writing this afternoon. I think I could be tidying this, but I'm not going to. And next time I do a live, hopefully it'll be a little bit better. But lovely to see you all, as always.